So today I'm going to talk about my hometown of where I grew up, which was not Florida. I have lived down in Florida for 30 years, something like that, but I actually grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts. A lot of people say, where's Brockton? Well, Brockton is about 20 miles south of Boston. People that follow boxing, the older generation, especially my generation, would probably know Rocky Marciano, who was a great boxer of the 50s. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, great boxer of the 80s. Both of them came from Brockton. I grew up in a house that was built in 1721. I had my first job when I was 12, working for a florist shop. I worked basically from 12 on and never gave it much of a thought. It's amazing how nowadays kids think that having a job at a young age is something strange. It's almost like frowned upon. I grew up fine and I learned everything I needed to learn. But if I wanted money, that's how I survived. I got a job, or I sold things. Another interesting fact of Brockton was considered the shoe city of the world. Most of the shoes in the world back in the early 1900s were made in Brockton and shipped out all over. It lasted up until I think the Great Depression, and then after the Depression things just went downhill. Brockton nowadays, I would not live there. It is a town that has definitely went down. When I lived there, I had my first business I actually had my own business when I was 15. I had a greenhouse and a garden where I sold plants and vegetables. This painting hanging on my wall, sometimes you can see it when I'm doing other videos. This painting was done by a friend. This was back when I was, I think, 16 years old, and it reflects what I had. You can see the greenhouse in the back. That greenhouse ended up growing to be 3 times the size that it was, and that was my business right there. He caught a pretty good aspect of what it was like. On my graduation year, about 3 months before graduation, it was right at Easter time. Matter of fact, it was the day before Easter. The heater for the greenhouse blew up. I was not in it, thank God, and everything caught fire. After that happened, I really lost interest in the business. I shouldn't have. I had lots of support to try and get things back in order, but I just couldn't get my heart back into it. So I ended up working for a little convenience store for a short time, and then I finally said the hell with it and I moved away. That was definitely factors on just not getting along with my parents at the time, and me not knowing what I was doing because I knew I was gay and I didn't know how to handle it while I was living in the city that I was in. So my big escape was to get away from Brockton entirely, and I'm quite happy I did. It was definitely better for me to move down here, I think, in the end. So that's just a little history of me. I will see you tomorrow, and you all have a good day. Bye.